Hi, my name is Skyla Ramirez. Welcome to your Yoga Fit Yoga for Cancer Care training. You've already received some instruction for this master class. I've asked you to gather a few things around the house to maybe mimic a port, an IV, maybe a mask. We're going to notice how the practice becomes adaptive in special populations depending on the type of apparatus that we might have on us. I do have the option of using a chair at some point in this class. I recommend that you have a pillow, a blanket, maybe even a couple of yoga mats for a little bit of extra cushioning. Please join me. Let's get ready. Let's begin on our backs with the knees bent, lying down in a supine position. Lying down with our knees bent knee supine position. Let's place hands on the belly and practice a few deep belly breaths here. We can inhale through the nose, exhale from the throat, maybe exhaling as if we're going to fog a mirror. Let's make a note of any parts of the body that might be a little tender, any places that feel a little extra heavy or maybe even sore today. And let's breathe into those body parts. Healing breaths, lightening up the space. As we prepare for our practice, remembering all movement is optional. As long as we're breathing, we're doing yoga. Let's take the breath out to the sides of the body. And maybe even up to the ribs, under the armpits. Bringing the hands down onto the belly. Let's draw in a deep breath. At the top of the breath, squeeze the thighs in towards each other and exhale slow. Release that contraction on the inhale. Gentle contraction at the top of the breath as we exhale. Rhythmically contracting the inner thighs and the pelvic floor muscles on every exhale. Just one more. Let's soften the whole body. Lower back, hips, and pelvis. Let the knees sway gently without peeling up the hips. Practicing a very conservative sway with the knees. Keeping the hips grounded on the floor. We could always walk the feet out a little wider. And maybe as we twist, we begin to peel the hip away from the floor and drape our arms over in the opposite direction. Inhaling through center. Exhaling, knees to one side. Looking in the direction of our arms. We could move it with the breath or hold it in that twist at any time. Be still whenever your body wants stillness. Move whenever you're craving movement. Let's do one more on each side. When you're ready, let's meet, drawing the knees in towards the chest. We might have the knees open wide or close together. Hold on behind the thighs. Let's add in a small swivel of the hips here. Pulling our right hip up towards our right rib, and then releasing. Left hip up towards the left hip and rib. Releasing. Right hip up. Gentle oblique contraction. And then release. Left hip up. Release. Just one more to each side. From center, let's bring the knees together and in towards the chest. Maybe even roll out the ankles a little. When you're ready, lower the feet down to the floor, knees bent. Let's press our hands down. Inhale, pushing into the feet, beginning to lift the pelvis. We might hold this subtle contraction or begin to hover the hips. Exhale, lowering down. Option to take the arms up and overhead. Bridge flow. Inhaling, lifting the hips, lowering the hands. Exhaling, lowering the hips, and bringing the arms overhead. When you're ready, inhale, lift. Maybe hold it here this time, engaging the inner thighs, pulling the muscles up through the pelvic floor. And let's add in a little rock, side to side with the hips. As we rock to the left, push a little more into that left foot. Lowering, rocking over to the right. Push a little more into the right. Just a gentle opening in the front of the hip. Let's bring it to center, lowering the hip, relaxing the low back. Let the knees sway a little more. Let's roll onto our side. Holding it here for a few breaths. Breathing into our low back, our middle back, and our middle back and upper back. From here, let's take our time coming over into all fours. Bringing the knees under the hips. We could always walk the hands out in front of the body, keeping the hips lifted into a puppy dog pose. Dropping the chin, maybe playfully lifting the head, or relaxing the head and neck. Like to bring this into a gentle leg stretch. Taking one foot back at a time. From the toe rolling to the ball of the foot, alternating a stretch along the back sides of the legs. As an alternative, if you'd like to do this leg stretch from dolphin pose, come down onto the elbows. We can tuck the toes under and lift the knees, adding in an alternating knee bend. Let's take our time and come down to the floor, bending the knees, rising up into all fours. Press the hips back into traditional child's pose, knees together or open. Holding it here to embrace the breath in the back. Add in a flow to kneeling plank, inhaling forward, exhaling, gently taking it back. Add in that little crocodile or chaturanga flow if you like. Inhaling forward, exhaling, option to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. Maybe just one more of these. When you're ready, let's meet in all fours. From here, let's take our left leg and cross it behind your right leg, maybe staying high on the toe, opening up the left arm. We could even reach back, bringing it to center, taking the right leg behind the left, toe to the floor, opening up the right arm, maybe reaching back. This is our kneeling, all fours rotation, or a kneeling wild thing, flowing wild thing. Let's do one more on each side. No rush with this. When you're ready, come to all fours and reset the hips. Let's press the hips back towards the heels. It could be down dog, child's pose, puppy dog, or dolphin. Let's look between our hands and take our time making our way up into standing. Gently hinging from the hips, walking our hands up. Now, for those of us who are familiar with sun salutations, you're welcome to do a few salutations here in any way that you like. If you'd like to experiment with a variation using a chair, let's bring our chair into the practice. Stepping just a little bit away from the chair, we hinge from the hips, pressing back, Bringing the hands in front of us, walking the hands out in an expression of down dog. From here, slowly bending the knees, shifting forward, bearing our weight straight down into the chair, maybe even just a gentle crocodile, and then pressing up. Let's step our left foot forward, bending the left knee, looking forward, opening through the front of the body, reminiscent of an upward facing dog or even cobra. Exhaling, straightening the front leg, lowering down into a supported pyramid. We might rest the head on the chair or bring the hands under the head for support. Let's slowly rise up, hands down onto the chair, stepping our left foot back. Hips hinging back, downward facing dog, arms reaching forward. When you're ready, lifting, looking ahead, let's walk the hands in and shift our weight forward, pressing straight down into the chair. Maybe just a small push-up. Exhaling back. Stepping our right foot forward this time, bending the right knee. As we inhale, lengthening out through the spine. It could feel reminiscent of cow pose, this large thoracic back bend. Let's inhale around the chest. Exhaling pyramid, straightening the right leg, and lowering down with an exhale. When you're ready, let's bend the right knee, planting the hands, stepping our foot back, down dog, reaching out dynamically through the fingertips, maybe even trying to flare out the side ribs as we inhale. When you're ready, let's begin to look forward, walking the feet in, and slowly making our way up to standing. Opening up wide on our mat, toes out wide. Opening up the hands, inhale, reaching up, moonflower flow. Exhale, coming down. Option to close the eyes, maybe feeling our way through the flow. Drawing the elbows in really tight to the waist. Squeezing under the armpit and the rib region. Let's hold the arms up and overhead. Lowering the chin, exhale. Tighten the muscles in the pelvis. Pause, pull the belly in and up. Holding 3, 2, 1, and then let it go. Let's bring the hands down onto the thighs, bending the knees, shifting the hips back, trying that little belly contraction from a different position. Inhaling in place. Big exhale. Pause, lift the pelvic floor, look down at the floor, belly in and under the ribs. Hold it 3, 2, 1, relax the belly. Let's slowly lift the torso, opening up the palms towards the sky, sun god pose. As we inhale, reaching up and over with one hand. And then exhaling to center. squeezing in by the armpits. Inhale, taking that other arm up and over. Squeezing in as we exhale. Keeping that supporting elbow in tight by the waist. Just one more on each side. At the top of the breath, stretch a little more from the armpit. Exhale. Let's inhale both arms up, dropping the chin. Exhale all the way. Pull the muscles up in the pelvis. Belly lock, navel in and up. Hold it 3, 2, 1, and now release. Let's inch our feet in. And we might want to sit on our chair with the various Warrior One expressions. Or we could stand on our mat to move into Warrior One. If we're using our chair, let's make sure that our chair is on a no-skid surface. For Warrior One, you can shift your body over to the left or the right, just noticing where it feels most comfortable. From standing, you can step back with your left or right leg. Let's inhale the arms up overhead. Maybe even lace the fingers and invert the palms. Inhale, pressing up, dropping the chin, and maybe pulling the ribs up just a little more, lifting the collarbones up towards the chin. Exhale, relaxing to center. Let's open into a gentle Warrior Two. Walk the feet out a little more as we extend through the fingertips. Let's turn our front palm up, inhaling reverse warrior. Option to place that back supporting hand on the leg or even on the chair. We might look up, ahead, or over a shoulder. More big inhale. Exhaling to side angle, taking our hand or elbow to the thigh. Let's circle our top arm a few times. We might circle with the breath. Inhale as we open, and then exhale as we close that energy. Inhaling at the top of the breath, stretch from the armpit. Reverse that circle at any time. When you're ready, let's hold that top arm by the low back, looking down towards the floor. Contract the muscles in the pelvis. Exhale. Pause, navel in and up, working with this gentle abdominal contraction in an effort to energetically flush out toxins from the gut. When you're ready, release that contraction. Let's slowly bring it to center. If you're standing, come to mountain. And let's take our time moving into Warrior One, either stepping your other leg back or shifting your seat on the chair. Inhale, reaching the arms up overhead, looking straight ahead. Feeling that reach moves from the armpits. We can lace the fingers, invert the palms. Big inhale. Dropping the chin, feel the collarbones lifting up towards the chin. Slightly closing the throat. Slowly release the arms out, opening into Warrior Two. Maybe we Come into a straddle position with the legs as we extend through the arms, looking beyond the fingertips. Let's flip the front palm and maybe rest the back hand to the seat or by the low back. Inhale, reaching straight up, reverse warrior. One more big inhale. Exhaling, side angle, either a hand or an elbow down onto that thigh. Let's circle our top arm. Option to reach it overhead at the top of the breath, reaching from the armpit. Moving through any range of motion that fits your body today. Working around those places that might be a little sensitive or even a little tender. Let's hold that top arm by the low back. Look down at the floor. Draw the chin in. Exhale, pull the muscles up in the pelvis. Pause, navel in and up. Or just act surprised. 1, 2, 3, surprise. Belly in and up. Maybe a little more rotation. Wringing out that energy in the trunk of the body. Encouraging some flushing of toxins. When you're ready, release all those contractions. Let's support the body, hands on the thighs. Taking our time to come around to center, either standing in mountain or coming into our seated mountain expression. Let's fly the arms a few times, opening the chest. Inhale, open and reach. Exhale, sweep it back, continuing to reach from the armpits and feeling a lift of the ribs, stretching the stomach. Adding in some movement of the pelvic floor. Stop at the top of the breath. Pull up through the pelvic floor. Squeeze the knees in and exhale slow. Maybe even purse the lips. Relax on the inhale. Squeeze through the knees and the pelvis. Purse the lips. You could do this with your own pace or follow along with me. Top of the breath. Squeeze the knees. Pull up through the pelvis. Slow exhale. As if you're going to whistle. A couple more. Relax on the inhale. Squeeze in. Pull up through the pelvis. Slow exhale. Just one more. You could let go of that contraction at any time. We could even do just the contraction and take the arms out of this. When you're ready, let's roll the shoulders back and down. Maybe even turn the palms up. Let's find the breath as we prepare for our balancing posture today. From standing, we can move into tree pose, and just a little refresher of what tree pose is. As we're standing, we draw one leg up and we would open it out to the side. From seated, we could always cross at the ankles and maybe open one knee up just a little bit. And if we place our hands here on the inner thigh and groin, we can pull up just a little bit and then release. This is a type of lymphatic massage. This can also be done from standing, just adding in that gentle pressure, push in and up, and then release. Doing maybe just a couple more of these, either from seated or standing. When you're ready, take your time and switch sides. Moving into tree pose, opening up the other leg, rotating from the hip, exposing this crease right here above the thigh and the groin area. We're just pushing in gently and pulling up and back. Release that. About 4 of these. We're just going to press and pull back. 3, 2, 1, then release. A couple more. Last one. When you're ready, let's step both feet to the floor. Maybe even shift forward and back a little bit. And a little bit side to side. Let's find our center of gravity. From seated or standing, we can begin to circle the hips or the trunk of the body, orbiting around that center of gravity. Closing the eyes to tune into the shifts that happen in the soles of the feet. Let's begin to make the movement just a little smaller so we're staying close to center. Refining this, eventually finding that we are completely still, seated or standing. When you're ready, let's slowly shift forward, pushing down into our feet if we're seated. And take your time. If you'd like to use that chair to make your way down to the floor, we can always place hands on the chair, taking one foot back, lowering a knee, and then the other. From here, we might find that it's a little simpler to scoot the chair out of the way even. From seated, let's come around into lying on our bellies. We might want to come onto our sides first, and then from our sides, roll to the belly. Drawing the elbows in tight to the ribs as we inhale, lifting up into a baby cobra, or maybe bringing those elbows a little more in front of us, rising up into Sphinx. Drawing the shoulders down and back, squeezing the armpits in. Breathing with the sides of the body and with the heart. We can open the throat. We could drop the chin. Maybe drop the chin and roll along the jawline. Just a gentle neck stretch, gentle compressions in the neck, possibly stimulating a little bit of circulation around the jaw and the ears, down into the chest. When you're ready, come to center, allowing the body to lower just a bit, hovering the knees and the feet for a supported locust. If you're familiar with the pose, or if you want to try bringing one hand back at a time, reaching for your feet, feel free to do so. This could always stay a little more supported with the hands in front of the body, lifting the knees and the feet only. we are, let's slowly lower the body. And maybe just for today, bending our knees and letting the knees sway right and left. Coming to a still point, let's relax our feet. We might want to lift the head just a little bit today, drawing one arm in and under the body and slowly opening the top arm into a gentle prone twist. When you're ready, bring it to center. Tucking the other arm in and under the body. Easy does it. Gently opening, peeling up the hips, opening up the chest. Let's come to center. From here, let's roll onto one side, building on that prone twist. Bend the knees, and maybe take the top arm and open, pressing the knees down to the floor, possibly repositioning the shoulders to move both shoulder blades flat towards the floor, bringing the arms out into cactus arms. Safely come out of this, let's slowly return to the side lying position, and then maybe to our bellies. Rolling to our other side, tucking an arm in, bending the knees, and then taking that top arm, opening up the heart. We may want to readjust our shoulders a little bit. From here, let's roll onto our backs. Having our knees bent, we can place the hands on the belly. This is where we began today, breathing deep into the belly. Feel like your body needs a little more movement here. Take a minute to move in any natural way. This might mean a little more knee swaying, stretching out like a stick. Maybe positioning our bodies so that we could put our feet up on the chair, a supported legs up the wall. Grab your pillow or your blanket and get comfortable for final relaxation. Let's notice the whole body as we're getting comfortable, giving our time to feel into those places that might want our attention. Breathe into those places that feel heavy. Soften the body around the breath. As we inhale, noticing where the breath is going without resistance. Wherever the breath moves to effortlessly, whatever place is most open, feel the breath expanding from that place. Allowing the breath to open up any places that are tight or restricted. Try breathing in a little deeper for the next few inhales, exaggerating the in-breath. Exhaling with ease. Putting a little bit of effort into that inhale, soaking up the breath. Now pause for a moment. Breathe easy. Imagine for the next few minutes that you can take out your brain. Separate yourself from your thoughts in some way. You may quite literally imagine that you can just flip open the top of the head and take your mind out, clearing up the mind space. Put your brain, your mind next to you in a little clear, soundproof box. This way you can see your thoughts, your observations, and your perceptions from afar. Notice the space that you're able to make between your mind and your breath and body. Even if the brain is chatty, we put it aside in a small soundproof box, insulating our meditation time, insulating our space. Now exaggerate the exhale here. The inhale is easy. Long exhale. Easy breath in. You're welcome to purse the lips like whistling or blowing out candles. Long exhales. At least one or two more. Releasing every drop of breath from the body. And let's let the body embrace some stillness and allow the body to stay open, receiving the breath, releasing the breath. Every exhale is an opportunity to let go. The body does this all for us with the breath. The body teaches us on every exhale how to let go. Feel that sensation after you exhale. Just pause for a moment. Noticing what's in that space. When you're ready, take a breath in. Exhaling, letting go. Pause. Pause for as long as it feels right for your body. In its essence, we're not holding the breath. This energetic manipulation is a way to create more clarity for us. Embracing that stillness and that space as long as it feels right for you. When your body is ready, it will open and the breath will effortlessly roll in. Let's take at least a quiet minute, noticing what's in that space. Just after the exhale, pause. The chant that we have playing now is Gate, Gate, Paragate, Parasamgate, Bodhi Swaha. Gone, gone. Everything is gone. All that's left is infinite wisdom and infinite intelligence. When you're ready, gently begin to deepen your breath, deepen the awareness of the breath in the body. Feeling that each breath is a healing breath, recruiting the inner physician, the infinite wisdom, infinite healing wisdom that we're born with, the body's wisdom to heal itself. Notice any small movements that your body might appreciate now. It could be as small as flaring out the nostrils or wiggling the toes, maybe wiggling the fingertips. The same amount of time, care, and preparation that we use to get into relaxation pose and meditate, let's take that same time, that same care, that same kindness with the bodies as we're coming out of relaxation pose. There's plenty of time to eventually come up to seated. Maybe just for now, if your legs are on a chair, take your time to let them sway a little bit left and right. You could even bend your knees or stretch the legs out, rock along the hips. Give the body time to feel connected to the earth. When you're ready, maybe moving the arms a little bit. It could be as simple as rolling out the wrist or opening and closing the hands a few times. When it feels right for you, add in just a little more movement. And you can stay where you are in closing our practice today, or you can come up to any easy seated position. We have a breathing technique to practice in closing today. It's alternate nostril breath. To do this breathing technique, we don't even have to touch the face or use the hands. Instead, just feel your body at ease. And as you inhale, bring awareness to the breath. How does it feel when it moves into your left nostril? Exhale, aware of the breath leaving from the right nostril. On the inhale, feeling the air move up through the right. Exhaling, feeling the left. Inhaling left. Exhaling right, continuing to alternate. Inhale right. Exhaling left. Take your time. It's exhale, inhale, switch. Exhale, inhale, switch. After you exhale, on the right side, inhale through both nostrils. Noticing the temperature of the air around you as we breathe in. Let's feel the breath moving up to the middle of the brain. And as we exhale, feel it moving out from the sides of the head. Now, by now, we may have thought that our mind is still somewhere around here. We still have it in that little soundproof box. You're welcome to keep that space away from your mind a little longer. Or at any time, watch as your body opens to absorb the mind again. Continuing to practice this breathing technique of breathing in through the nostrils to the middle of the brain and feeling that energy clear out from the sides of the head, clearing out the mind space. From where you are, we can place the hands up over the heart and the chest. Maybe feel for your pulse, feel the heart beating here. savoring, tenderly observing the movement of your life force. In an act of radical acceptance, let's open ourselves now to love our bodies unconditionally, just as we are. If you're noticing anything blocking this unconditional love, in an act of radical forgiveness, exhale and let it go. Whatever it is, just let it go, even if only for a moment. You're welcome to go back and pick it up later. But maybe let's open ourselves, even for a moment, to feel complete love, unconditional love, and acceptance for our bodies. Now say to yourself in your mind, I have all that I need. This love, I have all that I need. Let's bring the palms of our hands together, our seal of reverence to the physical body, holding our physical shape and our physical form in a loving and compassionate way. Let's breathe in a deep unifying breath for mind, body, and spirit. Let it go. Let's bring the hands up to the center of the head. Let's put our hearts inside the mind space. So all that we think, all that we perceive, any thoughts that move through the mind, may they be filtered by love. Bringing the hands to the heart in closing. From here we can bow together. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been my pleasure to share this time with you. I look forward to seeing you again in another Yoga Fit training. My soul meets your soul. Namaste, everyone.